All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honor, so apostle elders in New York, GMS, and salutation y'all around the world is teaching truth. My name is Maya Kaha Nagab with Chicago branch of GMS. I'd like to make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. Nobody's the color of attire. All right, we're brown skinned people. There's like the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also we are not anyway associated with any black identity stream group. All right, so you see in the media all the times, they always show gangs and they show you Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and in the media, gang banging stuff. But also Esau had gangs too, man. To tell you the truth, man, if you look at a lot of those street gangs, their signs and symbols just go back to Freemasonry, man. It's what it is. Just basically those gangs are just basically a form of Freemason. All right, and the curses are coming on Esau, man. It says, now you do have confusion of faith among these so-called white gangs, the Edomite gangs, man. But anyway, it said dangerous growing. Yeah, notice the rise of America white gangs. You see all these curses coming off us, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, going on to the Edomites, man, the other heathen nations. It says Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, saying, Yahweh thy power will put all the curses upon thy enemies, on them they hate thee, which persecute thee. Who's that? Esau. All right. You can read that, Amos chapter 1, verse 11, man. He hate us so much, man. All right, what's one of the curses? Gang banging, man. All right, having an evil eye towards his brother, man. So Esau getting they have an evil eye among themselves, man. It says Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. All right, and I seen no video, man, no gory, bloody videos, man. Be showing people heads. Cause I seen Edomites get down each other, man, and gang banging, man. I see a guy shoot this guy all up in the damn face, man. All right, he was just like, he was literally like fucking Swiss cheese, man. So he just had blood in his face coming from out of man. It says Deuteronomy 28:54, so that the man that is tickled among you very delicate, his eyes should be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife his bosom, toward remain his children, where he shall leave. All right, say. So the man that's tearing among you and very delicate, his eye should be evil towards his brother. All right, that's one of the curses getting off us and going on to Esau, man. It said white gangs are less covered by the media and less punished, even though 53% of gang members in Mississippi are white. It said when he was 13, 3 white teenage boys beat Benny Evie. They aimed for his chest, his back pressed against the wall of his friend's house in Florida, Mississippi. The skinny blonde also had to show that he was tough enough to become a black gangster disciple. All right, so that was the formation of black disciples of the black gangsters, the black disciples, and the gangsters. All right. I'm trying to think what they called Gangster Supreme before that. I don't know. I think it was called Supreme Gangsters or Gangster Supremes. Before Larry Hoover had joined up with David Barksdale, the leader of the Black Disciples. All right, so all they have to form together, they formed BGDN, Black Gangster Disciple Nation. All right, it said it was 1909, the height of crack era. Many white kids wanted to join black gangs that did not welcome them, right? So they joined EJ gangs. So they initiated each other to homegrown copycat versions. It said Ivy lived in a trailer park, and daughter wearing the gang colors, black and blue, made him excited to be part of something beyond his chaotic family. Little they knew the first thing about being in a gang, yet many kids lusted after it, even so who live in nice homes with their families. Isaac said now others grew up like he did, the child of poor, crack, and opioid addicts, right to be ensnared by the word of promise and brotherhood, loyalty, respect. Ivy Fusion was not in a black organization, however, it was in one of the oldest, larger white gangs in the U.S., the Simeon City Royals. Laws were raised in the pits, and that's where most all gangs, like Simeon Royals, they're another faction of folks. All right. It says, and then right here it said, Ivy now 41 muscle likes to keep fit. Even though he only weighs 160 pounds, he sports a buzz cut, has tattoos on much about. He probably called himself a redneck. All right, putting the Edomites, man. All right, Esau, Edom, Otto want red. All right, so it said just passing during driving toward Jackson's house, he broke over years. I've explained the absurdity of the media fixation of inner city gang. The world should know there are whites struggling in the hoods as well as in a race more often than not. Those kids becoming gangs or drug addicts. Now again, all right, you haven't missed. You have some of these are just low level Edomites, 2-time losers. Some of these are confusion of faces, man. All right, but it says we're talking about Esau, the Edomites. We're not talking about the confusion of faces among them. It said I was 12 when he began sniffing Scotch guard. He soon followed his adoptive parents and 2 uncles, all school dropping into the ditch, and his dad made $20 an hour as a carpenter, but most of it paid for their habits. He said, well, I've had dropped out of school, broken into 2,000 houses, robbed a crack dealer. All right. So, all right, so there go the graphic thing, but, all right, I'll just go down here. It says the Royals roots date to Chicago North Side in 1952 when 2 violent white greaser gangs, the Ashland Royals and Simeon City, guarded Simeon Park turf as Puerto Ricans move in. All right, so there's harassing and oppressing Ephraim. All right, early greasers were immigrants, often Italian, mainland, but they were still whites for greasing machines in the blue collar jobs. In 1968, the greasers united as Simeon City Royals, often rumbling with the nearby Latin kings, as well as the white supremacist Gaylords. The residents familiar to Gaylords started a website called Latino Gang Storage Bins for illegal immigrants. All right, so the almighty Gaylords. All right, it showed about little Satan Scarface, devoted royal killers. All right, see the Satan get their Klansman outfit. All right, it says the almighty Gaylords are one of the oldest street gangs in Chicago. This card is particularly heavy version of the 2 Klansmen preparing to execute Simeon Royal Rabbit, another white gang. All right, the Royals are one of the biggest and most violent street gangs in Chicago in the 1970s. The Royals were one of the most biggest and most violent street gangs. All right, in Chicago about 1970, they joined a folk nation alliance with the Black gang site began amid Hispanic and later women and black members. They said by 1980, the gang had weakened after this leadership got locked up or killed. The strength shift to prison, the brand spread to the Midwestern and so it's like Mississippi. The Royals are now one of the most largest violent gangs in the state. Surveys in Young America has shown that 40% identified gang members are white, all right, Edomites, all right, but the police tend to unaccount them at 10%. See that Esau line? The police tend to unaccount them at 10% to 40%. The overcount Black and Hispanic members, say Bay Powell, criminal law professor of New York, who focused on crime and race. Police see groups of young white people as individuals, each responsible for his own conduct, and the whole young people of color in the streets criminally liable for the conduct that appears, she said. All right, and you can see it right here, man. All right, now let's go back to Freemasonry, man. Well, all those gangs, man. You know, because my neighbor used to be he was a Freemason. He used to be a gang member. He used to be a gangster disciple, man. And that's what some like the gang members they were going to Freemasonry, man. You know, basically the gang they belonged to was actually a Freemasonic organization. You know, but it was on a lower level. It says right here, saying the early Simeon City Royal business card in the middle is one of the primary symbols of Simeon Royals. A cross, 3 slashed above, behind is a broken flame cross representing the almighty Gaylords, a long-time enemy. It says right here, it said how long enforcement. In fact, one thing my uncle in Tennessee a long time ago, when I was 16, he told me that a lot of these gang hand symbols, man, are Mason signs, man. All right. So don't come on my video no foolishness, man. Do your own research, man. All right. It said how law enforcement label Pacific gangs may also obscure white membership. 2002 study published in Michigan Journal with a race and law position. It said, Jordan Bell, we research how the feds apply the Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organization Act to various gang Congress passed in RICO 1970 to target mafia as organized criminal enterprises. It said Woods explained that law enforcement typically splits gang activity into three groups: white supremacy prison gang, outlaw biker clubs, criminal street gang. He concluded that systematic racism often keep white gang categorized as prison and biker gangs instead of street gangs. The category draw the toughest charging citizens. All right. It says this means white gangs, Edomite gangs, are not typically police stringently. He writes because they will, now the curses come back on them. All right, but back in the wild, the curses, they curses, they not under curses like Jake, man. But now, talking about for a time, but now the curses start coming off us and going to them. It said that members can miss interventional time, offer more publicized gangs of color that help include job and life skills training, interaction with trained violence interrupters who are often former gang members. Wood blamed the media for underreporting white gangs. Yup. He backs up every point about this lack of attention. Right, the media may be prone to cover black Hispanic gang because consumer demand for stories sensationalized racial gang violence. How can you have a problem if you don't recognize it? That Ivory says a lot of white kids, 15, 16 years old, look at white gangsters as rock stars. It said Mississippi has recently named majority white royals and the Banditos, a bar club started by a white Marine later convicted of murder amongst its largest criminal street gangs. Annual assessment over the last decade. The Mississippi Association of Gang Investigators often points to violent white gangsters push for a tough enforcement, telling the media that 53% of verified gang members in the state are Edomites, man. Well, despite the growth in white gang, Mississippi public defender Andre Grell said 2010 to 2017, all 97% prosecuted under the current state law were African American, right? The tribe of Judah, so-called Negroes. All right, so there you go, man. Esau, curses coming off us is going on to them. All right, so this is it, man. So, curses coming off you so-called Negro Latinos, neighbor going on to the Edomites, all right, so-called white people, man. So, Shalom.